145 Teslas doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you start putting all the pieces together for what it takes to get that many vehicles together and then being able to document everything, I mean, it's a handful.
Hey, so it's been a couple weeks, so we wanted to give you an update on where we're at with our Tesla world record attempt. We've had quite a few things go on since the last time that we talked about. Sean, what's been going on?
We have the t-shirt design is available online now at teslarecord.com. And it's available on all kinds of different t-shirts and sweatshirts and various apparel. And we've sold quite a bit, so it's pretty neat to see that that's actually raising some funds as well. That's all going to go to OUR. But the biggest thing that we have actually worked out quite a few of the details to hopefully streamline this whole check-in process is that we are working on having a QR code for everyone, so that when you arrive at the check-in point of the parade, all you got to do is show them that QR code and we'll get you scanned in. So we're going to make sure that everybody that's registered and has their VIN and license plate number and all that kind of stuff, you have to make sure that you have all that registered on teslarecord.com, and we're going to use that information to then create the QR code, and then that's how we're going to get everything connected.
It's pretty cool, some of the technology that we're using to really organize this event, because Guinness has really required us to get a lot of different information and have some requirements that were going to be a little bit tricky. So, using the QR code is going to be something that's really going to streamline the process and make sure that we accurately get everything exactly how Guinness wants.
I was trying to remember where the QR code was coming from, but it's Eventbrite. So everyone will receive an email from me, kind of giving you a heads up again of what to expect. But ultimately, that QR code is going to come from Eventbrite once we get that all put into the system.
What made you decide to go with Eventbrite for that?
They offer the QR code to automate everything, which is going to also be used as a counting measure for Guinness. We're going to input everybody's information in, which is going to create the QR code, so that as we scan those QR codes in, we'll be able to then document that, hey, there's 300 QR codes that have been scanned in. We have all that information, and there's the data for Guinness, and then that will help verify what Guinness is requiring. Otherwise, all this, we don't document correctly, and Guinness is going to throw it out, no matter how many cars we have. So it's really important that we do everything that Guinness is asking.
So another thing that we've decided that we're going to do for the check-in process is that so nobody has to get out of their car if they don't want to. So everybody's safe and nobody leaves, and we can keep everything organized. We actually put up a page that we're going to live stream the instructions on, exactly what's going on, and kind of keep everybody up to date. So everybody can just pull up that page and have the live stream right there in their car and make it super easy for everybody.
That'll be pretty cool, because a lot of the newer Teslas, they all can live stream directly on the car because they have access to YouTube. So that makes it pretty neat.
That's awesome.
And then anybody else that isn't actually a part of the parade, obviously they don't really care about the beginning part of the live stream, but once we arrive at the Westin, speakers will also be live streamed. So guest speakers like Eliza Blue, that's going to talk about her personal experience with being human trafficked and how she overcame and what she's doing now. You'll be able to watch that online, which will be pretty neat.
So since we do have an event happening after the entire record attempt, which is at the Westin, and the room that they've given us is kind of an indoor-outdoor, the doors open up, so it's going to be pretty easy breezy, lots of room for people to, socially distance and stay as safe as possible. And then for those that didn't want to attend, we want to make sure that everybody can still listen to these stories. We're going to have a rep from Tesla out there. Like, I wanted really everybody to be able to experience, even if they didn't want to come in for the event. Everybody has different levels of safety that they feel. We had some people asking like what was going on afterwards, and I think that that's going to be a really neat option for everybody. And it's kind of cool that we're setting up the technology and setting up the pages and making sure that everything kind of is working out. And we have some people from the Tesla Owners Club of Atlanta that is helping with a lot of that, which is really great to have more people come on board and help us out with it.
Yeah, it's taken a lot of different people and organizations to come together and make all this happen. You got Tyler Young with the Tesla Owners Club of Atlanta. Commissioner Tim Eccles he's been huge. I mean, we wouldn't have the escort if it wasn't for that guy. So there's just a ton of people, even behind the scenes, that I've never even personally met yet, but because it's connected through other people, that they're on board to help. So it's really exciting that this is coming up only 2 weeks away.
And then Tyler has actually put together a instruction packet for everybody. What's that involve?
Yeah, that is going to be another helpful use of information that is going to go with. I will probably email it, as well as you'll receive it when you get the QR code from Eventbrite. I think he's going to be able to connect it that way as well. So you're going to have it various ways, and then I'll probably make it available on teslarecord.com as well as one of the updates, just so in case anything happens. Like, it's the more information you have available to you, the better.
Absolutely. So anything else going on with it? Is everybody getting excited? Anything you're nervous about?
The entire thing.
Yeah. Why is that?
This is a ton of work. Like, there's a reason why that record was probably so low. Like, 145 Teslas doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you start putting all the pieces together for what it takes to get that many vehicles together and then being able to document everything, I mean, it's a handful. So I'm glad we're doing it for a good cause, though. I mean, the fact that we're doing all this and then raising money for Operation Underground Railroad to hopefully make a huge difference and impact in this human trafficking that is going around all over the place, all over the world, that isn't something that's on a lot of people's minds, but it's something that affects a lot of people, kids specifically.
A lot more than I would have ever thought. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. So even if we can't raise as much money as I would hope, hopefully the awareness of it has that snowball effect that hopefully even from this one event it compounds into something that does help make a difference.
So between now and the actual event, which is on December 12th, we do have something coming up next weekend.
Yeah, Tesla is actually coming out to Miles Through Time Automotive Museum out in Clarksville, Georgia on Saturday, December 5th. So we're going to have a cruise-in at the museum. It's going to be kind of our Christmas holiday type cruise-in where we'll have hot apple cider and treats inside the museum. And then a cruise-in outside. And with Tesla being there, and they're going to have their cars, I don't know how many they're bringing. They're bringing at least one, but they're going to be available for test drives.
Are they bringing the Y? Do you know?
They're going to bring a Y for sure. I almost guarantee that. Just what else they bring, I'm not sure.
I've only seen one drive by, so I haven't seen one up close yet. So I'd be a little curious to go and check one out.
The Y's glass roof is pretty cool. There's no bar in the middle. It's just solid glass. It's neat.
It's pretty neat. So you've had some things happen at the museum since probably in the last, month. You had a huge collection come in.
Yeah, there's a brand new collection called the Tom Ash collection. That is over 500 cars, model cars, Danbury Mint, Franklin Mint, and various other cars. And we've got half of it set up so far. We got 5 display cases to put the cars in and found out that we need 4 more. So those are going to be on order hopefully tomorrow, and I'm hoping we can get something taken care of and completed by Saturday. But worst case scenario, if not, you'll get to see half of it at least, and it's impressive. It's really cool. So hopefully we can get them all done, and that'll be 36 feet worth of display cabinets for one collection, which is awesome.
And what makes this kind of car, this kind of model car, special?
The majority of the cars, they are almost exact replicas. So if you've ever wanted to see a specific car that's super rare, you can see what it would look like in these cars. And we're like, there's a Tucker, there's a vintage Bugatti, there's the Ford quadricycle, there's the the very first Mercedes. There's all kinds of cars. There's Nomad, El Camino type. I mean, there's some awesome cars there. Like it's more difficult to try to name a car that's not actually in this collection. And then I actually found out that one of the cars is a special edition Bonnie and Clyde car, which is pretty neat. Right now it's just sitting in the display case, but I have all the paperwork with it, which includes a letter that Clyde wrote to Henry Ford thanking him for the Ford vehicle with the V8 and how much power it has and make it easy for him to get away from the cops and all that.
He didn't like that, did he?
No, he didn't. But like right now, there's no room in it because we kind of shoved the cabinets as full as we could with what we had. But once we spread it back out and complete the display, I want to have it so that you could actually read this letter with this car that he was talking about, which is pretty neat.
That is really neat. So what do you have going on that needs to get done, or things that are happening between now and the event? Anything else that's like coming together?
If you know anyone that wants to help film this event, that would be huge. We can't have too many, I don't think. We're going to have at least 2 or 3, hopefully more, drones in the air for the entire length of the parade. And again, the requirements for Guinness is 2 miles straight. So we are going to attempt the record prior to getting on to Highway 400 at this point. And that way we can keep a lower speed and have room against next to the road so that we can capture as much of the parade as possible on film and keep track of all the cars and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to get photos and video and just watch the parade, like you can totally set up and watch that without having to have a Tesla and be in the parade. And then once the parade actually gets onto Highway 400 and heads towards the west end, it's just smooth sailing, and we don't really have to worry about any requirements like the 2 car lengths in between cars and all that kind of stuff, even though we'll still have an escort and it'll be still one solid line all the way down. It's not going to be as stressful because at that point we will have already done what we needed to do.
It's pretty awesome.
Yep.
So again, if you want to be a part of the event, you can go to teslarecord.com and find out all the information there. We're also still looking for sponsors and donations. If you or someone you know wants to donate money to OUR through the Miles Through Time event that we're doing. And if you want to register, also at teslarecord.com, and we'll put the link down below the video here so that you can get there.
We could also use some more raffle items. So if you have anything that you could donate, if you're a business and have something, or whatever the case may be, you want to just buy something and have it available, raffle items is something that we could use a few more of, which is something that we're going to sell raffle tickets for at the West End and throughout the entire event, and then we're gonna give them all away at the end of the event, and all that money raised is going to OUR, 100% of it.
And there's links to get a hold of you on teslarecord.com as well.
Yep.
Awesome. So that's about it for this episode. So wherever you're at, please subscribe and like this video or podcast, and we'll see you on the next show.
See you.